Right. Are you ready?
Cheers.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another one of these videos. Everyone seems to quite like the last one of these we did, where Izzie watched some classic Doctor Who for the first time. Last time, I showed Izzie 3 episodes. 3 of the sort of best episodes I thought for someone who'd never seen old Doctor Who before. One from the 60s, the 70s and the 80s. And we watched William Hartnell, The Unearthly Child.
We watched
Tom Baker, which is... You said it this afternoon.
Genesis of the Daleks.
Yeah, and we watched Sylvester McCoy.
Remembrance of the Daleks.
So she's seen Doctors 1, 4 and 7. So the only Doctors of a classic series she hasn't seen yet are 2, 3, 5, 6 and 8. But we won't go near Paul McGann's TV movie for a while yet because that will confuse you. Again, it will confuse you. I picked 3. So today we're going to be watching Patrick Troughton, who's the second Doctor, John Pertwee, who's the third Doctor, and Peter Davison, who's the fifth Doctor. So, and that again is a 60s story, a 70s story, and an 80s story. Aww. And I've picked some episodes which I think are going to be interesting for different reasons. I think the 60s one is quite a squiffy, weirdish one that you might get along with.
Okay.
The 70s one.
Is that an insult?
No,
Squiffy
I'm not saying you get along with squiffy stuff. 70s one has got a few familiar faces in terms of like characters and things. You already know the title of
Sarah
this.
Jane? Is that Sarah Jane one?
No, but
okay.
Anyway. And then the Peter Davison one hopefully has a little surprise that I want to make you jump at.
Which one's that one?
Well, we'll come to it when we come to it. First off, we've got a Patrick Troughton story. Now, you've never met Patrick Troughton before?
No, only in that really, really annoying game.
What?
The game.
That doesn't help.
Tiles game.
Oh yeah, of course. 13, that's what it was called, yeah. Okay, so you don't like him from that, yeah. He's travelling with 2 companions in this. One of which is Jamie, so a male companion.
Yeah.
He's a Scottish Highlander from the 1700s.
Okay.
And also a girl called Zoe, who's a teenager from the far future, so completely opposite to Jamie.
Okay, clever.
And it'd be interesting to see what you make of them. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So this is a title sequence that you won't have seen before. What?
He sounds really sarcastic when he says "oh no."
Does he?
Oh no! Oh, that's really cool. Is that a little model TARDIS covered in foam by any chance?
That will be a model. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
No, it's not cute. It's
cute.
Very good model work. And Jamie did a lot of this in the series. Like, he'd always be like this when the Doctor was in trouble.
Wait, is this outfit supposed to be from the 1700s?
He's from, back in time.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is a taste of the kind of outfits that you get in 60s Doctor Who. It's a bit, I'm trying to think of another word to describe it other than dominatrix.
Oh, this is where she comes from then.
So she comes from a futuristic city.
Is it on Earth or is she an alien?
Yeah, it's from Earth, yeah.
Right, okay.
But I think she's actually meant to be from like the year 2000. Because obviously in the 60s, that was far future. What? He's actually, to be fair,
sarcastic.
Well, I was going to say, to be fair, he said "oh my word" probably about 10 times in this one episode already.
Oh my word!
It's not sarcastic at all.
Is he? They look like little fairground rides.
What, the robots?
Yeah.
What fairground rides have you been seeing?
I bet the TARDIS isn't real.
You are very close.
The Doctor isn't real. Jamie and Thingy aren't real. Something definitely isn't going to be real.
Don't you have another go? Don't you make Jamie another Ian? I swear to God.
No, I won't. It's a little toy one. Oh, that was cool. So then the console left.
This is a famous shot. Genuinely, it's infamous.
Is it?
The arse shot. Ooh.
So what happens next?
Well, that episode actually wasn't meant to be a part of this story. It was originally just 4 parts, but they needed a spare part to this, so they were like, right, well, I'll write a spare one this week, and I can just use literally the TARDIS set, and we've got a white room, so we'll use that as well. So that was like a last minute episode. What do you think of Patrick Troughton?
I really like him.
Do you? You took the mick out of him a lot, though.
I think his oh noes and oh dear.
Oh my word!
They're a little bit sarcastic.
I don't get how you think that.
He just does. He sounds.
I think he's really into it. Does he seem like the Doctor?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I prefer him to William Hartnell.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did think he was more similar to the new Doctors, which
than William Hartnell was.
Yeah, than William Hartnell was, but you know, he's had time to watch William Hartnell and decided anything. But I think the main thing is that not really much happened, and I like stories that go different places and constantly doing things. And I was just waiting for something to happen. I was like, oh.
Maybe I'm a little
bit disappointed with that one, really, Mark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you'd really like that one.
No.
I thought it'd be like, oh, this is kind of weird, and this is a bit.
No, I think you should have picked another one.
I should have picked Web of Fear.
Yeah, not much happened. So you asked me last time, which of the stories last time would I have liked to watch more of? Based on that, I wouldn't be watching Patrick Troughton again.
But you like Patrick Troughton?
I like him.
And do you like Jamie and Zoe?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
I like.
Well, that's
I
good.
like all of them.
So you'd watch them again,
but I wouldn't finish that story.
Okay. Well, the thing about that one is, though, like I said, that was part 1, and that actually was a last minute.
Now you've
thing
told me that
written.
It does.
Does it seem like it was written?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that's kind of ingenious. Like, someone was like, oh, well, fine, we've only got the TARDIS set, we've only got this white room, I'll come up with a story that can last. It's good that
they've written a story to fit that, but I was just waiting for something to crash through the doors or...
A unicorn.
Just like something, anything to make this a little bit more interesting.
You didn't like the robots, did you? No, you didn't like the robots.
Sorry.
That's fine. I mean, you know, some episodes aren't going to be to your taste. If I ever showed you a different Patrick Troughton one, you might be a bit more keen on him. Maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I chose the wrong story there.
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, I wouldn't watch Patrick Troughton again based on that story. But then if you give me another story, then I think I would.
Possibly, yeah.
Something more happens.
Something with a bit more of a monster or something.
Yes.
Yeah. John Pertwee. So, Doctor number 3. John Pertwee, when he became the Doctor, he had one companion called Liz, who was a scientist, a bit like Kate Stewart, kind of, you know,
intelligent,
prim and proper scientific division. The writers were getting the impression that because she was a scientist and she was like on the same level as the Doctor, she was too smart to be a companion asking all the questions. She was too strong of a woman to go alongside the Doctor, basically. So obviously at different times, you know, they had their reasons, but they were like, right, so we need a different companion who's
thick.
Basically, yeah. One who will ask all the questions and who will actually, you know, give the Doctor someone to talk to and explain things to. When he was with Liz Shaw, who's the scientist, she knew what was happening already, so she didn't need to go, oh, what's this Doctor? What's that Doctor? When Patrick Troughton regenerated, John Pertwee's Doctor was sent to Earth, and the Time Lords, who made him regenerate, said, right, you're not going to be able to use the TARDIS anymore. You're going to have it, but you're going to have forgotten how to use it. So John Pertwee spends virtually all of his years as the Doctor on Earth with UNIT. So he is like the Earthbound Doctor. He doesn't leave the Earth. He's until near the end of his tenure.
Why did they?
Because they wanted to shake it up a bit, and they thought the guy who produced Doctor Who through those years, or who made the decision, called Derek Sherwin, said we're spending too much money making sets that are like space stations and planets and things like that. Let's make it all Earth so we can spend more money on the monsters and, you know, make it a bit more believable. The Doctor sort of ends up having a family of like UNIT.
Aww.
You know, the Brigadier, who you know about.
Brigadier
Alistair Gordon.
Something Lethbridge
Stewart.
Yeah.
Mike Yates, who's a captain, and Sergeant Benton, who's a sergeant. But yeah, they end up having a little family unit. And
family unit.
Oh my god. I didn't actually intend on doing that. That's quite... Wow.
A little family unit.
The Doctor becomes like the scientific advisor for UNIT. The Brigadier says, oh Doctor, we've got this weird thing going on in Cornwall. Come and see what it is. And the Doctor's like, fine, and then I'll go back to fixing my TARDIS.
So he doesn't spend his whole time saving London.
No, they do go out a bit. The title of this episode is Terror of the Autons, so you know...
I know the Autons. They're from Billy Piper's first Bond.
But yeah, so you know the Autons, and also
Yes,
we're going to meet another familiar face. But I won't say who, just yet. This is the first colour title sequence in Doctor Who's history.
Tie-dye.
Yeah.
By Sherlock Holmes.
Everyone says that. When they see his name, they always say Sherlock Holmes.
TARDIS noise.
Hmm.
That's not a TARDIS.
Yeah, well, it's not the TARDIS.
What the hell is that?
It's a TARDIS.
Is this back when the chameleon circuit worked?
No, but very good.
Not the Doctor.
No, it's not the Doctor.
Well, I am usually referred to as the Master.
Oh! Is this the original
This is the
Master?
very first Master.
He's in his pyjamas.
No.
Not today, thank you.
Who's she?
This is Jo Grant. Have you seen the Sarah Jane Adventures?
Yes.
You know...
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. The Matt Smith episode.
Look, Miss Grant, I've got a great deal of work to do.
Great camera work there.
Yeah, really nervous.
I think that's more likely her who stood in the wrong place. Because
So they're trying to film her.
she actually in real life wore glasses. She was as blind as a bat without them.
They're just biting into an egg.
Lovely boiled egg. I told you.
What's this then?
So that's the sphere that he's nicked. And that's he's gonna use
It's
this.
not very round for a sphere.
Oh right. And it's organic, it's an alien thing. And he's gonna use the
It's
big
organic.
dishes. The big
That's so true. You get some organic chicken nuggets and they're not like
right.
a
Anyway,
nice shape.
he's using
which makes
these
them organic.
he's using these fecking dishes to control the Autons. Leave it there.
It's not a sphere.
Of all the things to complain about,
Tell you how brilliant you are.
this is the Brigadier.
Oh.
Fulfill that function admirably.
And this is the Doctor's car. Bessie.
Bessie the banana.
No. Or Brum.
Is it like bro?
Well, not that big. It's not. He's not like just sat on it. But yeah, this is his car.
Who won?
Mm.
TARDIS noise.
Mm.
Is this the Master's TARDIS then?
No.
No.
This is another Time Lord.
Who he?
So, do you remember there was a Time Lord at the start of Tom Baker's one that we watched? Who was like, you've got to destroy the Daleks.
Yes, and
So-
who left him in the quarry?
Yes. So basically, it's just a bit like that. It's like a Time Lord who pops up and is like, this is the situation, Doctor. Sort it out. Bye-bye.
Right, I see. Whoa, that's a horrendous green screen.
Yeah, in this story, like the rest of the episodes, the green screen is horrendous.
That cape isn't very practical, is it?
He's very flamboyant and
I like
you know,
him, yeah.
It's good. I'm very glad you could see me at such short notice, Mr. Barrow.
Do you remember him doing that
Master's
in the new one?
The new one has got a...
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But in later ones, they don't green screen the person to make it look like an actual person. They just use Action Man dolls. And they just dress him up in the same clothes.
Oh,
it's
that's
so cool.
cute.
It's a bomb!
And
that
she
smokes.
definitely punched that man really hard.
Yes.
She went...
Ugh. So, what did you think of that overall?
I really like it.
Yeah, you turned to me halfway through and you were like, I'm really enjoying this.
I really like it.
That's
yeah,
good.
I'd want to watch the rest of that.
Good. So what do you think of John Pertwee?
I really like him.
Yeah?
He's like my favourite of the old ones that I've seen
Really?
so far. Defo.
Wow,
Defo.
that's really
I
good.
really like
Even
him.
more than Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester did my head in a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, the
Brigadier.
You liked Tom Baker, didn't you? Though?
Yeah, I did,
Yeah.
but I really
Wow,
like
that's
him.
very good. Wow.
I really like him. And his
Um,
little insults as well.
Yeah, he was a bit like Peter Capaldi and the way he snapped with people, and
I really like him, and his costume's great. He had a bit of a velvet jacket going on.
Yeah, he always had a different
really
coloured velvet jacket every episode, and always had a cloak and a cape.
Mm-hmm.
He had a frilled shirt.
I wasn't keen on the cape. I thought it was a bit silly.
A bit too much.
But I really liked the velvet jacket.
Yeah. And what do you think of our unit family of... we didn't see much of the Brigadier in that, actually.
No, I wanted to see a bit more of what he's like, because in New Who he's so renowned for being...
like a big figure.
Yeah. And they talk about him so much.
You would have seen him in the Sarah Jane Adventures as an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they always talk about him,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like...
Or if the Brigadier was here.
Oh, your father, Kate. Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah.
And I was hoping for a little bit more of him, so maybe I could understand, because I've always
why
wanted
he was
to.
so famous and yeah. Well,
but I want to watch the rest of the story, so
yeah, who
maybe we'll
knows?
find
Maybe
out.
later on, you know, you'll get more of a sense of him.
Yeah.
What about Jo Grant? Do you like her?
I do actually like her.
Even
I
though
think I would have liked a more. Well, you know, I've said before, the more intelligent companions who know what's going on are the ones I prefer.
Mm-hmm.
And the companions who are not afraid to tell the Doctor what to do.
Yeah.
But no, I like her, but not as much as I like. I've forgotten his name already.
John
Pertwee.
Yes.
And it's the same actress who plays
Jo Grant?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
isn't it?
So she pops up in the Sarah Jane Adventures.
No,
and
I
she's
definitely recognise
the
her now.
exact same character. She hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Master as well?
I really like his TARDIS.
Yeah.
It was like a show bus.
It was a
wasn't
horse box, I
Yeah,
think.
a bit of a horse box, yeah.
But yeah, in every story again, his TARDIS is something completely different.
Yeah.
Because it can change.
I didn't think he was too scary. I think he was more seedy.
Okay.
Like, he's not as scary as Johnson at all.
John
And
Sim is like totally manic and crazy.
He's terrifying, and I really like him.
In a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
If you watched more of him, you would be scared of him in a different way.
Right, okay. He just seemed to me as more of a seedy businessman, but maybe that's just the...
Maybe it's the episode.
Yeah, just the episode.
It's his first one, so obviously the more you see him, the more you get to know him. Well, John Sim is my favourite Master.
Yeah,
but Roger Delgado is right behind for me. Like, he is... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of love him. Well, I'm glad you liked that one. That's good. Because I was, for those who don't know, I was thinking about showing either this one or The Time Warrior, which I said to you, Time Warrior is Sarah Jane's first story.
But I didn't want to see her first stuff.
Okay. And
I
it's
like
got
them more assured.
Yeah. Well, and that one had the Sontarans in. But I thought, well,
the leather-clad Sontarans.
Yeah.
I think what I'm struggling with a little bit is that the episodes are so short. I'm so used
not
to
getting
a full story.
Mm-hmm.
And the first, like, this has left me wanting more, which I suppose is the
key.
What they're trying to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one, I was just like, I'm just bored now.
Because it's just pacing. It paced very slow and very, we're taking our time with this. We've got time.
Rather than, let's say some Matt Smith episodes and some Capaldi episodes
Which
could have been put as 3-parters, if need be.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a 3-parter this morning.
What, Peter Capaldi?
No, not Peter.
Matt Smith?
No.
David Tennant? What, the Master one?
No.
What are you talking about?
The one with Donna.
Oh.
And then all of them. And then the next bit of the one with all of them.
Oh, right. You think that's... I guess there's a cliffhanger, yeah.
So it's a 3-parter.
Semi-3.
It is.
Wait, it's a story that leads into a 2-parter.
It's a 3-parter.
Well,
I know they only put...
We'll leave the people to argue about that in the comments below.
I know they only put to be continued after the second one. But that was definitely a 3-parter.
Well, everyone, is Turn Left, The Stolen Earth and Journey's End...
It is a 3-parter.
1-parter and a 2-parter?
It's a
or is it a
3-parter?
Who's right?
Thank you.
We've done Patrick Troughton. We've done John Pertwee. You have now seen...
ASMR.
You have now seen Doctors 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to see number 5, who is, as you keep on telling me... Cricket Man. The one,
Peter Davison.
Peter Davison. He was also David Tennant's father-in-law. Because he's the daughter of... No. His daughter is Georgia Moffat, who is now Georgia Tennant. No, it's David Tennant.
His daughter is married to David Tennant?
Yes. Peter Davison. This is his first series. And he's got 3 companions. So it's like Jodie Whittaker's era. But we haven't got Yaz, Ryan and Graham. I forgot the names. Adric, who is a young teenager from E-Space. Yeah, he's a moany teenager who's a bit smart. We've also got Nissa, who is a teenager.
Nissa. I know who she is.
Yes, because I wrote a short story. Yeah. Nissa is also a teenager from another planet. Of her. Yeah, she's from another planet, and she's smart. You're noticing a theme here. And we've also got Tegan, who is an air hostess.
Nice.
Who, for this whole series...
She'll do well in TARDIS then.
Yeah, well, for this whole series, she never gets out of her air hostess uniform because they all just wear the same costume for the whole series.
Right, okay.
Because,
budget.
Budget, yeah. And she always wants to get back to Heathrow Airport so she can go and do her job. She doesn't want to be on the TARDIS, basically.
Right, okay. So she's like Nancy.
I suppose so, yeah.
Nancy doesn't really want to be there. But then she kind of secretly does. Little plug there. See, I have listened to them.
She has listened to them.
I listened to them all before they were released, didn't I?
You heard a press version of all the
did.
episodes. And Adric, as I said, he's a moany teenager. And he's at the point now where he joined the TARDIS with Tom Baker. And now he's with Peter Davison. And he's like, you're not the man I wanted to travel with. I want to go home. That's where we kind of join them.
Right, okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Yeah.
Have I got chocolate around my mouth?
No, you haven't.
Go. Is that going to become the Doctor's face?
Yeah. This is my favourite theme tune, aside from maybe David Tennant. What?
So who are these people?
So these are the people in black. A rescue team, basically, because quarry, this woman in the white helmet.
Yep.
Of course, they're in a quarry. Her rescue team, her excavation team, have become lost in these caverns, and she's basically gone to get help from these guys.
This. Nothing. Better film quality already. That was quite modern, starting on the floor and.
Oh, the director for this was quite ahead of his time in some ways.
Look!
You must read this, Adric.
This is
Doctor
Who.
TARDIS?
Yeah, this is his bedroom on the TARDIS. They've all got their own bedrooms.
Scholarship. For Doctor.
Why has he got a bib on?
Be some distraction to prevent it happening. I
This
give
is-
you my word. Just as you get
I don't
Is he
know.
from the future?
So this is Tegan
Which
and
one?
Nissa.
Learn how to do that properly.
That's Tegan,
Yeah.
and that's Nissa.
No, Adric, I will not do it tonight.
Oh my god, it makes the TARDIS sound big!
Space, this I tell it. But will he listen?
Of course he will.
It's a
Adric
little
is,
bit annoying.
yeah, he's one of the most hated companions.
Go and make it up with Adric.
Why the hell are they down there?
Because the Doctor just wants somewhere to have a bit of fresh air.
I'm not taking him back.
So he goes underground.
Get out of there! Bane and Police are dead. Do you hear me? Snyder! Get out of there!
What the hell?
It is graphic, isn't it?
She's been turned into like mush.
Primordial soup. You're not having another go at someone falling over, are you?
She can join the club with you. Mind you, that was a lot better.
Yeah, well, we're 20 years on.
Don't wander too far, Doctor.
Professor Kyle, we must go on.
I love there's just the occasional, literally shot of him through this episode, of just to remind you, he's still there.
He is there.
He's still there.
Did they film this in a quarry then, or was it?
No, that's all the set.
Is it all a set?
Yeah. If I told you it was a cave, though,
would've
you would have.
believed
Yeah.
you, yeah.
It's good, isn't
But they
it?
haven't got the lights on, to be fair, so you can't see any.
But that's why it's good, because it's a good
It is
lighting.
good,
The
it's
lighting
good.
is good.
Oh, there's the things. I like their little flashbangs. That's cool.
We've got them in the hands.
Oh, oh, ah! Oh my god, it's Cybermen. Do you know, they didn't even scare me that much. He just went like this on me.
Cybermen were the ones controlling them, the people in the morph
So they're
suits.
like their Cybermats.
They're keeping an eye on that hatch that they found.
Mm-hmm.
The Cybermen now know that someone's trying to open the hatch.
Right,
And they're
then
like,
okay.
destroy them at once.
They're really creepy.
Did you see?
costumes.
Did you see
The
the
mouth
mouth was
moved.
glass?
Yeah.
And inside they've got the chin still moves, and you can hear
Yeah.
it. Like
So
that.
is there someone inside it then, moving the chin?
Well, yeah, obviously there's someone
Well,
inside
yeah,
it.
but I mean,
But yeah, they
it's
paint
on
they paint the jaw of the person silver. So that's the Peter Davison story that you've seen. What do you think of Peter Davison?
I really like him.
Good. That's
I think
good.
he's good. I didn't really like his interactions with the annoying little boy.
Well, yeah, they're basically
But I
the
think-
whole time of his era, he's always arguing with his companions
He's-
because they either want to get home or they're just being a bit of a, you know.
Is that all he does then? Just
No,
disagrees?
no, he's not one note in that way, but especially if there's a lot of times, more than often, he's arguing
Yeah.
with them because
Right, okay.
they want to go home. And he's like, well, why are you travelling with me then?
Not too keen on that companion. What was his name?
Adric.
Yeah, not too keen.
Yeah,
on.
well, like I say, he's
like
not a fan
Tegan
favourite.
and I like Nissa.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I like them better than
Zoe and Jamie?
no.
Joe
what's her
Grant?
name? Joe Grant.
Right, okay. Yeah, so you like all the companions. What do you think about the story overall? You seem to be enjoying it?
Not
Not as much as the John Pertwee one.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I should have been enjoying it more than John Pertwee one because more did happen. But I think it was just a little bit too much running in caves rather than seeing more of it. I would have liked to have seen the Cybermen earlier on.
Well, at the time...
I mean, it's a good cliffhanger to
At the
end it
time,
on.
no one knew the Cybermen were coming back. The Cybermen hadn't been on Doctor Who for about 10 years, give or take.
Right, okay.
So, for fans,
It was like,
that was like...
whoa. The Cybermen are back.
So,
Well, they're not even metallic, are they, the droids? They don't appear
No,
to
you
be
wouldn't have any idea
relation to
that-
Cybermen
yeah.
whatsoever. Yeah, so...
and you like the costume of the Cybermen? I mean, you didn't see much. You saw like one shot of them.
I have to say, I'm not a big fan of
Okay.
The Cybermen aren't... I don't find them too scary,
Overall.
overall.
Okay.
And when I do find them scarier is when their costume is more and more elaborate and, you know, looks more like slick mechanics rather than
Oh, right, okay.
like that. So,
You find it scarier when they're less human.
yeah,
Because
like,
did you not find the Mondasian, the ones with the human hands, scary? Right.
I like them when, you know, when they had their brain showing.
Mm-hmm.
And they got more... Yeah, they look more slick and more like robots.
Okay.
But when they look a bit paper-like like that...
Well, that's...
Like, for example, in the...
They're wearing basically like RAF
Yeah.
pilot suits, just spray silver in these
Yeah.
episodes.
Well, obviously that's...
But I think that's
They
quite
had
cool
that
because
then.
in those suits, because the RAF pilots, they have like tubes of water running through to keep them cool, don't they? So that on a Cyberman looks like,
It
oh,
looks
it's the
like the
fluids
wires.
keeping
Yeah,
them
yeah.
alive and things. So I quite like that. But yeah, to the like at first it's like, why are you wearing like a jumpsuit? But nonetheless, I mean, obviously they weren't in this much, so you didn't see much of them. But as a story, probably in between of the ones
in
we've
between,
seen today.
Yeah, so I go... The John Pertwee's the best one,
Okay.
then this, and then...
The Patrick Troughton one.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think
For-
if
for
you
this
showed
one,
me
I'd
maybe
say-
the second episode of the Patrick Troughton one, then maybe I would have liked it more.
maybe, and also I'd say for this as well, because this first episode is a bit of an atmosphere setter.
It gets going,
yeah.
yeah.
And then at this point, when the Cybermen pop up, it's like, right, now
You've set
we're
the
off.
tone for it.
Whereas the John Pertwee one, I think, threw you into it straight away, which I think is
I
kind of good.
prefer-
You like that. So, what did you enjoy yourself?
I did. I've
Yeah?
enjoyed it. I think I preferred the first ones that you showed me.
Of the bunches, you prefer the.
Oh, but let me rank them. Shall I rank
Yeah,
them?
actually do that. So we've got An Unearthly Child with William Hartnell. We've got The Mind Robber with Patrick Troughton. We've got Terror of the Autons with John Pertwee. Genesis of the Daleks with Tom Baker. Earthshock with Peter Davison. We missed Colin Baker, so we might come back to him another day. And then Remembrance of the Daleks with Sylvester McCoy. So of those 6, which one is at the bottom?
Has to be the first one that we watched today.
The Patrick Troughton
Yes.
one. Okay, fair enough, because yeah, it's an odd one.
It felt, it felt like it was a standalone story,
Okay.
but maybe that's just because it was the first. But
It-
it felt
and-
like standalone, and nothing much happened. So it just
And I sort of,
Like
like
a
I
bit of a
said to
gap
you,
filler, maybe?
well, literally, that's what that episode was. So after that, which one would you say is a
Next
little bit better,
one?
but not
I think maybe this one.
the Peter Davison one?
Yeah.
Okay,
this one.
fair
I
enough.
really
It's a
like
slow
Peter
burner.
Davison, but it's
Yeah.
a bit of a slow burner
Okay.
again. So you can see there's a pattern forming. I prefer the ones with a little bit more going
A little
on.
bit more. Okay.
So then I would think I would go William Hartnell, mainly because yes, there wasn't a lot going on,
But you
I
enjoyed
enjoyed
seeing
watching
the
him.
first ever episode of Doctor Who.
and taking the piss out of Ian was great.
Yeah. The Mind Robber, Earthshock, Unearthly Child.
Sylvester McCoy, Tom Baker, John Pertwee.
Right, okay. So, Izzie's rankings are this, because I can't remember what the order are, but yes. That's
I'm going
interesting.
to put them on screen.
Yeah, that's very interesting. You've got to take into account, I've only shown Izzie the first episode of each one.
Mm-hmm.
So, if she watched the rest of this Peter Davison one, she might go, that was the best
I
one.
think if we
know.
had time and we finished all the stories, then maybe
Mm-hmm.
it would be different.
But from this, I've got a sense of ones that you were like, oh, actually, I would watch the rest of that.
I want to watch some more John Pertwee.
Okay.
I want to watch some more Tom Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see at least one for all the rest of them. I mean, there's not many of the rest
We've
of them.
just
Colin
all we've
Baker,
got to see now is a Colin Baker story and Paul McGann.
I mean, I've seen his 7-minute thing.
You have seen that, yeah.
Which didn't make any sense whatsoever.
No, probably not to the untrained.
No, he
fair,
just
yeah.
he sent a spaceship somewhere, drank something from a cylinder, and
became
woke up as John Hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul McGann, the only thing he did was one episode of Doctor Who, because obviously Sylvester McCoy, it ended with him, and then it came
And
back.
then it went straight
came
to
back
Chris
for one
Eccles.
night. No,
Oh,
it came
no,
back
really?
for one night in
I didn't know.
1996, when they were like Sylvester McCoy did an episode where he regenerated into Paul McGann, and it was a TV movie, so it was about an
Right,
hour and a
okay.
bit long.
So a bit like Day of the Doctor. Then.
Yeah, and it was basically like a pilot for, if this does well, we'll do a series with Paul McGann as the Doctor, and this will be... And it was done...
did it
do you know
well?
what Fox is, the American network?
Fox News, yeah.
So it was done, BBC and Fox did a series together, you know, it's a big budget TV movie, and it did great in the UK, but in America, barely anyone watched it, and barely anyone liked it,
Right,
so
okay.
they were like, fine, we won't do a series. And it didn't come
Aw,
back
poor Paul.
until Christopher Eccleston, never came back.
But he did audios and stuff, didn't he? Well,
He did do a lot
they're
of audios.
recent. Oh.
No, he started the audios in like 2000. So yeah, maybe watching the movie might be just one of these in itself because it is so long. But yeah, we still need to watch a Colin Baker episode. So leave your suggestions of what Colin Baker episode I should show
He's
Izzie.
the one with the interesting coat, isn't he?
Yeah,
Right, okay.
his amazing technical dream coat. So yeah, it'd be interesting to do one more of these, or however many more of these, showing you
Definitely would
both
be.
episodes that you want to see and also the other Doctors that you haven't seen yet.
I'd like to see as well, you know, because I've been quite critical of some of them, what's renowned as the worst episodes of old Who.
Yes,
I'd like
yeah.
to see that.
Now, I thought I'd show you the good ones first, just because
Because
if
then
I
we
showed
cut
you the
off
bad
forever.
ones, you would have been like,
That's what I'd like to know.
don't show me these.
What's the worst episodes of Old Who? And I'd like to see those. I think I would still say that the worst episode is still... This is going to be so bad.
Go on.
I still think the worst episode's in New Who and not in Old Who, from what I've seen.
Yeah, well, you've not seen the old ones yet. Which one?
I
Tell
don't even
me.
know the name of it.
What happens in it?
The spider,
The spider one. Arachnids in
And I
the
hated
UK.
the Thing one as well. And Arachnids. That was horrendous. You better not put Thing.
Oh
we're
no,
gonna start an argument.
there will be plenty of people who agree with that. The Arachnids in the UK,
That
actually.
was. I thought that was.
They did a
really
poll
bad.
recently of the most of all the episodes, and Arachnids in the UK was like third to the bottom. That's that. That's the 3 episodes we've seen today. I hope you've enjoyed that. If there's any suggestions for Colin Baker stories I could show Izzie, let us know. If there's any episodes that are the worst episodes, show Izzie, let us know.
Yeah,
And,
I'd like to be able to be critical freely if
yeah.
it's renowned as a terrible episode.
Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank you.
this again. And hopefully we'll see you again for another one of these. Yeah, that's it really. Bye.
Bloody hell, Niall. Always goes to select audio navigation.
Press enter
now.
Anyway, in this we're going to meet a new companion.
Anyway.
Oh, right, John Pertwee. He's going to get a new companion.